Why are you throwing celery outside? That is a waste of food. Hey guys, so today's video is going to be about everything paranormal in my life, which is really just my whole life. Growing up, I was really exposed to the whole paranormal and the spirit world and everything like that, just because, well, that's what my family's about. I'm just gonna tell you guys some of my stories, the majority of my stories, and you guys don't have to believe me because they might sound very crazy and like, oh my god, she's such a liar, but I promise you they are 100% true. And let's get started. The very first experience that I remember was when I was maybe 3 or 4. So I was very young, I was very little. I was at my grandma's house. My grandma's house is very haunted. They found a Ouija board in the attic. So for you guys that I'm always saying my grandma's house is haunted, my grandma's house is haunted. Okay, they found a Ouija board in her attic when they first moved in. They burned it. I was at my grandma's house and she was babysitting me. Her house is, the way it's set up is like, here's the living room and then here's like the dining room, so I could sit right here and eat and then watch TV. So I was sitting there and I was just, I don't know what I was doing. I don't know if I was like eating cereal or something. I was probably eating because I love food. So there's this white wall. So like here's the living room and then the hallway to get to this big old area. I don't know if this makes sense. It makes sense in my head. So the hallway coming down here and it's like a white wall. So on that white wall, I see a shadow just moving across the wall. It was in the shape of a lady. And so I remember it like it was yesterday and I was so scared. She was walking, just walking like nothing. And the way I described it when I was little is she was skating. You know, they would ask me, Alyssa, what happened? Oh, there was this lady skating across the wall. I freaked out. I hid under the table and I sat there and I watched her because I remembered she was walking and then she stopped. And she just stood there for a little bit and then she continued walking. So I ran under the table because I was scared for my life and I was just watching her. And after a few minutes passed, after she was gone and disappeared, I called my grandma, and I called my grandma Mommy. I said, Mommy, Mommy, and she was in her room doing laundry. So she was like, "Get mija, what happened?" And I told her, I said, "Was that you?" And I don't know why I thought it was her. It was a shadow. Of course it wasn't her. And so she was like, what was me? And so she comes out and I tell her what happens. She calls my mom and she's like, you need to come over right now. So my mom comes down from work and my grandma told her what happened. My mom asked me to see if I would tell her the same story, just to see if I was making up lies. And so my mom was like, well, you told me that you saw a lady and she was skating on the wall. My mom asked me to describe the lady to her. She said that I was just saying, well, she was a shadow, you know, but she was like, oh, what did her hair look like, or what did this look like? And my mom asked me what color were her eyes, or something about her eyes, and she said that I looked at her like she was dumb. It kind of went like this, you know, like, well, what color were her eyes? And I was just like, she had no eyes. So can you imagine your little 4-year-old girl saying, you know, talking about a ghost, and then she says this ghost had no eyes? So like, just thinking about that, like, I would have been like, where is the holy water? I need to bless my child. Bathe my kid in holy water. Bunny! My neighbor has like 3 bunnies in their backyard, so I'm like, they're so cute. So yeah, that's story number 1. Every other story that I have is kind of minor compared to that one. That one's just like my really big opening number. Everything else is kind of little, but still, oh my god. My mom practices with her and her guitar player at this church. Church is very old. It used to be like an orphanage and all this creepy stuff. It's just, you walk in there and it's just a whole bunch of negative energy. So I don't like going there very often. But my mom tends to bring ghosts back with her. Like, they attach to her and then come to our house. So it's like a bed and breakfast for ghosts. I remember this one time she came back from practice, and she was saying how well, there was so much energy and blah blah, and I think they followed me and blah, and I was just like, you're kidding. That night I was laying in my room, and you know, I'm a kid, I stay up all night. This was just a couple years ago. I'm laying in my bed, and I hear somebody get up and go to the restroom. So I just thought, whatever, it's like my mom or my brother. And I hear them go to the restroom and you know, close the door, turn on the light, whatever. And it was a while until I heard the door reopen, light turns off, but I never heard them go back into their room. Because usually they'll go back into their room and close the door. I never heard them close the door to their room. So it's just like, maybe they're sleeping with her door open. I just brushed it off. Same night, I was laying in bed, maybe an hour later, I hear somebody in the kitchen, and they're slamming the cupboards. They're opening them and slamming them shut, and opening them, slamming them shut. And I'm just like, what the hell are you doing at freaking 3 in the morning in the kitchen, you know? So I'm just like, I'm not gonna go out there and be like, hey, go to sleep. So I was just like, whatever, you know, a few minutes passed and it stopped. The next morning, I wake up and I ask my mom, you know, did one of you guys wake up in the middle of the night to go to the restroom? And she was like, no. And I asked my brother, I was like, did you? And he was like, no. Then I told her about, you know, they were the slamming of the cupboards. And she was like, she looked at me and she was like, are you kidding me? And I said, no, I'm serious. And she was like, maybe it's that ghost I brought back. And she said just like that. And the thing with my family is when we talk about this, it's so natural. These are the discussions that we have at dinner. Like, we're eating and we're just like, oh, so yeah, that book in my room, yeah, it was thrown across the room. How'd your ghost go today? Last one of me, well, sort of. It was me and my friend, and we were in my mom's room. We were watching American Idol or The Voice. I think it was The Voice. They don't show American Idol anymore. We were watching it, and this girl was singing Party in the USA, and I'm being an idiot, and I'm like dancing to it, right? And I'm just like, yes, woo. My friends recorded me on Snapchat. She posted, whatever. I was going back to my story and just watching myself dance like an idiot, and I'm watching it, and I see this flash of light by my hip, and it's like really, really bright. Like, you just can't miss it. It's just like, woo. And so I watch and I'm like, what the fuck was that? I was dancing in front of a bunch of clothes. I was looking at the clothes. I was like, is there anything there that's like shiny that could have made that glimmer? It wasn't even a glimmer. It was like a flash. I'll put the video in so you guys can see. And when I asked people on my Snapchat, I was like, did you see that? And they were like, what are you talking about? Like, they said that they didn't see it. Some people said, oh yeah, I saw it. Others were like, there was nothing in the video. And so I'm freaking out.
Like, they can't see the ghost. They can't, only me can see the ghost. You see the ghost, I can see the ghost. We see the ghost, they don't see the ghost.
I sent my mom the video, and she calls me and she's like, do you feel like it was a threat, or do you feel like scared? And I said, no, I don't feel scared, but I mean, I feel scared because nobody else saw it. Fast forwarding, my mom was cleaning my room, and she said that she went to my guinea pig's cage and that she saw a light go from under the guinea pig cage into the closet. And she said, I think it's your ghost. My ghost is, she's my pet. It's a she. So she said, I think it's your ghost. She's like, she moves in the form of a light. And I said, okay. So I'm just like, what am I supposed to do now? I just keep her? What? Oh, she said, I went into your closet and I was like looking for her. And I said, why were you looking for the ghost, Mom? You are not a ghostbuster. You do not look for the ghost. Fast forwarding some more, I was laying in my room, and that right now my bed is like this, but before it was like this, like against this wall right here. And I was just laying down, I was on my computer, whatever, and I see a light go right here at the top of the door frame from out of the hallway into my room. And I was like, okay. So I've come to the conclusion there is a ghost in my room. She lives in my closet, and I'm not even playing with you guys. I'm dead serious. She lives in my closet. She stays in the corner of my closet unless you make her mad, which my friend did at one point, and then she'll come out of her corner and stand at the middle of her closet. And you guys think I'm playing, but my friend woke up with bruises because I said, I'm gonna make the ghost get you. And she was like, man, F that ghost. And she threw pennies into my closet. She threw change into my closet. The next morning she woke up with bruises. So I'm not playing with you guys. This is real. I'm serious. A couple days ago, actually yesterday, I was here by myself at the house and I was doing some stuff for my channel. I hear something in the kitchen, like a cup. You know when you hear a cup and it's like it does like the little swivel? You know, like you drop a cup and it goes you guys know what I'm talking about, right? Well, I hear that, but it sounds like somebody's trying to do it, but it won't quite make the sound, you know, so they keep doing it, dropping the cup over and over and over again. So I'm like, what the fuck? So my guinea pig is in the living room, and then it's like the living room, and then take a step and here's the dining room. And then, so whatever, living room, dining room, my mom's room. So I'm in here and I can clearly hear it in the kitchen, in the dining room. And so I'm thinking, well, could it be the guinea pig? But it's too close. The sound is too close to be coming from the cage. And the cage makes like a rattling sound. So, and I know what I heard. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, what is that? I'm too freaked out to go into the kitchen. I'm just sitting there like this, waiting to hear something. And then I hear, you know when you have a dog, when your dog has a collar and they have like little tags on it, makes a little jingling sound? Okay, I hear that walking down the hallway. You know, I hear it a couple times and like coming towards my mom's room. And my dog just passed away. It's about to be a year. I have a picture of him right here actually. My dog just passed away from cancer. And so I'm thinking, oh my god. And if you don't believe in spirits and you don't believe in animal spirits, here you go. When my dog passed away, he used to, if you let him outside to go pee, we could close the door, and then when he was done, he would come in, he would scratch on the wall. Scratch on the wall. He would scratch on the door. So after he passed away, we would be just hanging out, everybody in their own room, and then you would just hear, and we would always say, you know, that's his spirit still lingering around. It was like a couple days after he passed. You know, we had to put him down. Christ. I believe that was him. I heard his little collar jingling coming down the hallway. So I'm like, oh my god. Same day. This all happened in like 15-30 minutes. I was in my mom's room and I'm just hanging out on my computer, right? I had cleaned up the bed and she has a Listerine bottle, like a circular one, like this is my concealer. And I put it on a table. This is the table, this is the Listerine bottle. And it's been sitting there for about 30 minutes, maybe. 30 minutes to an hour. And it's stable, the wind, the fan isn't on, the AC isn't on, and all of a sudden it just goes. There goes my concealer. It was thrown off of the table onto the floor, and I was so scared to turn around. I was like, I was so scared because I didn't even know what fell at first. My back was turned towards where it came from. So I turn around and I'm looking, well, what fell, and I see it on the floor, and I'm like, oh my god. I'm gonna have to make a part 2. So yeah. Bye.